Hi, I'm Sophia Song, Head of Research at StreetEasy. Today we're at the Baccarat Hotel and Residences, New York, to talk to Kennedy Mack, President of Corcoran Sunshine Marketing Group, about consumer trends in the new development market. Is the buyer in today's market different from the buyer in the last boom?
The vast majority of purchasers in today's environment are all cash purchasers. Credit is still quite tight. Mortgages are significantly more difficult to come by. Only very, very well qualified purchasers are actually getting approved for mortgages at significant levels. And if I would say there's any one element which is the biggest differentiating factor, it's that.
Cash buyers.
Yeah.
What would you say is the percentage of cash buyers among the deals that you're seeing?
It really differs by submarket, by building type, and by price point. If you're launching a new building, which is much more attractive to first-time buyers, which there have been multiple properties out there just by nature of the fact that vacancy rates for rental properties are very, very low. Rental rates across the city are continuing to increase, and many renters are actually evaluating the rent versus buy scenario, and in some cases are finding buying actually more favorable. The vast majority of those buyers, not surprisingly, need financing. But at the upper end of the market, particularly above the $5 or $6 million kind of threshold, I would say at least on our side of the business, we're seeing 70%, if not more, of all cash buyers.
Are you seeing that consumers are now back to buying off of floor plans and in new developments?
Absolutely. That's something we started to see over 2 years ago, just by nature of the fact that there was so little product that was being introduced. I think the real difference today versus a year and a half ago or 2 years ago is the products that launched a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, were selling off floor plans that were maybe 6 months from delivery. Today, just because of the shrinking inventory levels and the strong appetite for new development, and frankly, I think there's been a lot of people starved for new development luxury projects just because there's been so few introduced in the last couple of years. They're willing to actually buy significantly earlier than we've seen in over the last couple of years. It's not uncommon now, and it's really changed that people are willing to buy 2 to even 3 years prior to delivery. The kind of activity that we're seeing happen in the new development marketplace in some of the most recently launched buildings has just been extraordinary. I mean, downtown in the last 60 days, between 56 Leonard and 150 Charles Street, there's been over $1 billion in sales, just between 2 buildings. Neither one of those buildings are delivering for well over a year. 150 Charles Street is, over 75% sold. 56 Leonard is well over 50% sold. And it's actually a very interesting time because when I look back and think about how different the world is today in terms of new development in the city versus a couple of years ago, there are things that are happening again today that I thought I would never potentially see again in my career. People are calling up on the phone from London or various places saying, I read about the building, I read about 56 Leonard in the paper, the success has been extraordinary, I've been following this building for 8 years, I have a plan to come into New York next month, and I was planning on coming into the sales office, but I know you're selling so fast, so I'm going to buy a unit on the phone.
On the phone?
On the phone. A $5 million plus unit over the phone.
Amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to check back for more videos with Kennedy Mack.